Welcome back to the Earth to Marissa podcast. We are here today to drop into a solo cast. Okay, we haven't done one of these in a while. We've had so many amazing guests on. I hope you are enjoying the guests, and if you want to see anyone on the podcast, please comment below and I will reach out to them and have them on, or try to have them on. I am always looking for fun spiritual leaders to talk to, and today we are gonna just be sharing some personal stories where I've been at the Scorpio full moon that happened about a month ago and rocked the crap out of my boat. We are also going to be diving into Saturn Return. Your girl has entered the portal that is known as a Saturn Return. I did not realize that Saturn returns can last for 3 years. And so we're here in it. Saturn entered Aries 2 days ago. My Saturn is in Aries, and I did a tarot reading for myself, so I want to share that. And also encourage anyone else that might be going through their Saturn return. Let's buckle in. We are also going to be just talking about the alchemization of breakdowns into breakthroughs, because I have had so many breakdowns recently, so many tower card moments. And of course, when I asked, where am I right now in my Saturn return, the tower card came forward and I just had to giggle and laugh because my shit is crumbling. Okay, my shit is no longer with me. I'm surrounded by ash and rubble. But that's beautiful because you get to build anew. We're also going to be talking about galactic beings and light language. What? Yes. And how I am working to embody these different parts of my being, and how there's this fear of being seen that has been coming up. So that's really fun. Also, stay tuned for next week's guest, Kayla Shank, Energy Freak. I can't wait for you all to listen to that episode. We dive into cosmic and spiritual awakenings, light language, energetic healing, these new and beautiful ways of healing that she's learning from her guides that is literally kind of like computer programming for the body. It's wild stuff and I cannot wait. And we have some potential other guests coming on soon that will also be touching on galactic beings. And I was leading a group meditation at the place where I am a practitioner. And someone attending the meditation was like, what do you mean by, you keep saying galactic beings. What do you mean by this? And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Some people don't really know that term. And I looked at the person and I was like, I mean extraterrestrials, like aliens. And they were just like, and I was like, yep, I said it. Aliens. I talked to aliens. So it's just interesting. I was met with that moment when I'm trying to move through this vulnerability of being seen for my very vibrant, weird galactic goddess self. So yeah, we're gonna be diving into that and there was a podcast episode that I filmed a while ago that had to do with embodying the I am, and I just want to touch on some of those principles because I feel as though I'm getting a deeper understanding and a deeper time to play with that energy, if you will. And so we're gonna dive into that. So buckle in. Some notes. Stay tuned for next week's podcast episode with Kayla Shank. Stay tuned to the June energy update on my YouTube, or to Marissa on YouTube. If you are listening on Spotify, if you're already on YouTube, go to the channel, check it out. May totally slipped by me. May has been a roller coaster of darkness, if I have to be honest. So yeah, I was not present with an energy update during May because I was trying to figure out the energy within my own being during May. But we're going to be back on track. There will be a June energy update for you. And then also stay tuned. I'm doing a 21 days of light language on my YouTube and my Instagram. So yeah, I might be live streaming on Instagram, and then I'll post that onto YouTube. But this is just going to be 21 days of light language activations, so you can sit with it and feel the activations come through. Each day I'm going to channel a light language activation that's highest and best for all those that see it. And I'm assuming that during the 21 days it will kind of like build upon each other. But I'm really excited for this and really blessed that Spirit brought this idea forward. And they were basically like, this is the 21-day tunnel for you to move past this fear of showing people that you talk in this frequency, basically. And so I'm super excited. So stay tuned for that. I think I'm just gonna say fuck it and start it today, because I received that message like last week and I haven't started it yet. And I acknowledge that I think I am still a little scared, but you're gonna see this quote that I got when I did my tarot reading from the book that I always look at when I go to dissect the meanings of the tarot. And there was a beautiful quote that I absolutely loved, and I'm going to share that. So stay tuned for this beautiful and thrilling Marissa podcast episode. Let's dive in. So this week's affirmation, where is it? Yes. I surrender as Spirit removes the obstacles that are not meant to be on my path. And isn't that, again, Tower card energy? I surrender to Spirit as they remove any and all obstacles that are not meant to be on my path. And I don't have a say in this. I do not have a say in this. I let Spirit do what it needs to do. This is very much so the intensity that is the Tower card in tarot, because it comes when you aren't expecting it. It often comes with hasteness, and it's this like veil moment of like, oh my God, I can't unsee what now is crumbling, because the veil, the tower, is crumbling and I'm seeing the inside of it now, and it's just gotta go. It's gotta go. And the more we resist, the more we are preventing this gateway for the next chapter to open and to commence. When a tower crumbles, it's this invitation to start building a new experience, a new alignment, a new reality around you. And as the old crumbles, you just have to surrender. And it's been interesting lately with this affirmation to surrender, because as it feels like certain things are crumbling really fast out of my life. However, on the flip side of that, it feels like some things are taking frackin' forever to let go, and they have like a time limit. So one example is this lease that I'm in. I'm not actually attached to the lease, so I could really do whatever I want. However, Spirit has invited me to stay present with where I'm at. And there has been medicine in that knowledge, or in that message of staying present. I'm working certain muscles. I am training spiritually with the dark energies that sometimes enter this house. And I am, learning. And that's beautiful. And you can learn through the mess. The mess is there to serve medicine to you. Everything is meant to serve you. And I was so blessed. Sun Psychic Jean and I were recently on a live call. We talked, oh my God, the conversation was amazing. We talked about ascension. We talked like 101, like kindergarten level kind of ascension. But then that turned into talking about galactic alien disclosure, higher consciousness and where it's leading us to, which at the, kind of the purpose of this human ascension right now is to re-enter into the remembrance of galactic heritage, that we are not the only people in the universe. It's leading us to this alien disclosure. So if you want to see that, we also talk about very human things like judgment and what to do when you are starting to question everything, and move through a spiritual awakening. So that's live on my YouTube. I'm also going to post it here on Spotify as well, probably today or the same week that this episode goes live. So stay tuned for that. But she divinely reminded me, and Sun Psychic Jean, shout out to you. If you're listening to this, go check her out. Go follow her on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Her live calls on StreamYard are also amazing. She reminded me, she asked me, because I was talking about my current situation and all the things that have been coming forward, and she just blessed me with this beautiful reminder of like, but Marissa, has it served you? Is it serving you right now? Because we can think that something is so bad, and we can think, right, with the mind that is not always connected to spirit. We can think that the situation is horrible and we don't understand why it's here, and we want out of it immediately, and we've wanted out of it for so long and it feels like nothing's happening. But we have to remember that there is a part of it that is serving us. And there's usually a big part of it that is serving us. And so while I may not like this house, and it's not just the house, I don't think I've gone so deep to tell you all on here. I mean, I've talked about it a little bit, but just the people that I live with, it's kind of difficult to be around those energies. But it's easy to forget when you are in the thick of it that this situation, this house, this job that I, some days think is absolutely terrible and horrible and keeping me, from my fullest expansion and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's easy to forget that your spirit, your soul wanted you here because it knew it would serve you for where you're at right now. And that while you feel it is horrible and it's not aligned and it's not working, it is still serving you. And that's where gratitude really comes in, of be grateful for this house, even though the people that you live with sometimes suck. Be grateful for those people that sometimes suck, because you've been learning so much about yourself and your boundaries and courage codes. And even though you feel like you are confined to this small room, how can you make the most of it? Because this room has served you. It has been the space for so much creation, even right now. And even the job, while I've had thoughts of I'm 28 and I'm a manager at a juice bar, so much insecurity has come up, but that is beautiful and meant to come up because it serves me. And also the job has served me too. I get to feed my health at work through juice and fruit and smoothies, and the beautiful people that I've met there have served me. My boss has served me. The pay has served where I'm at right now. And it's this surrender that I'm coming into of, well, yes, a lot of the days that I've been here in this current chapter I've felt have not been my brightest. It is still serving me. And so I'm going to surrender for the next 2 months that I am living in this house. I'm surrendering to my soul. And I came across this earlier from last September 2024, this quote, or well, not really quote, just a journal entry that I wrote where I was talking to Spirit, and Spirit was like, your soul wants you to be here right now. So don't you think your soul knows best? And I was like, ooh, medicine. Don't you think your soul knows best? If you are somewhere right now that was soul guided, which my current reality was definitely soul guided on how I got here, don't try to fight it. Don't try to fight where you're at. Don't try to, get mad at spirit, at God, at goddess, source, universe for what's occurring in your life. Because if you do practice that your higher self knows best, well then surrender to knowing that your higher self knows best. And that it wants you here right now. My higher self knew that this all would serve me. And so I'm surrendering to that. And I'm surrendering to now, through this tower energy, what she's starting to remove. And she's in the process of removing, these things that I feel aren't aligned with where I'm going. Because let's be real, you intuitively know what is working and what is not working in your life. However, your soul knows best and will keep you in a place for as long as you need to, the exact amount of time, for you to pick up everything that you needed to. And while I have this intuitive knowing that this is not forever, this is a very small blip in time, in time, and that this too shall pass, I also get to hold the knowing that this is serving me, this is medicine, and this is where my higher self wants me right now. So that is the affirmation. I am allowing the layers to shed, allowing the earth to crumble, and I'm working on receiving. I'm working on mastering my ability to receive. These are the oracle cards that have come forward this week. I haven't done a Solocast in a while, so we have not worked with my oracle deck that I'm channeling for a while, the universal codes, the collective codes of the universe. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I've been going back and forth on the name of it. It's a work in progress, but today we have the mastery card and the receiver card. So mastery comes up when we are kind of repeating cycles and repeating patterns in our life, but in a new way of freshly accessed knowledge and wisdom from our soul. So I have some patterns that are repeating right now and that have been coming up, and it's time to master them. It's time to master them with the newfound knowledge that I've gathered from repeating these patterns in the past. And our expansion is not linear. Our expansion is like a spiraling ball of yarn, right? We're going to run over other pieces of yarn, other pieces of our knowledge and wisdom experiences over and over again. But it's the way that we respond to them that makes it different and evolves our string of yarn, if you will, our expansion. It's not like a line that you're never gonna, like, I experienced this once, cool, now we're moving forward. Like, no, it is a jumble of ladders and ropes that are constantly overlapping and overweaving in the ball of yarn. And so a mastery really is just the ability to look at something different, move through it differently with the found knowledge that you have from previously moving through it. And this card drops you into newfound knowledge that can help you move through these experiences with that newer, clearer vision. And receiving, which I love, I have been dropping into receiving this week because I have been out of receiving for basically the past month since that full moon in Scorpio. I closed up my heart space so tight out of basically a defense mechanism and trying to protect myself from the energies that I live with and have surrounded myself with. And I got out of receiving. And then, of course, when you drop out of receiving, you drop out of the ability to create, the ability to manifest, the ability to see the beauty in everything, because you are not willing to receive the codes and the information that come from these experiences. And then, of course, you're going to get so down and out and existential because you feel like you aren't present, that nothing here is serving you, that nothing here is meant for you, and then you wonder why you're here, and it can go in to a very deep and dark rabbit hole. So I'm opening my heart back up to receiving, and I'll talk about an angelic activation that I got the other night from some angelic guides after this. So these are the cards. Meditate with them, draw the symbols, put them under your left hand, and enjoy the receiving and the mastery that comes forward. So this angelic activation came forward, and we'll run it back basically to the full moon. So I have been in a state, I was in a state of just a lot of fear. I didn't like how anger in my environment, how aggression in my environment, how these dark and dense frequencies that other people were holding in my environment. I didn't like how that felt. And instead of keeping an open heart, keeping an open mind, and communicating and everything, I shut down and I went into fight or flight, which happens, right? That's so easy for every human to do. And in that fight or flight, I totally shut off my heart. I closed my heart. I closed my even channel, my connection to source. I closed it off. And out of fear, I sat in this like tense and cramped and constricted version of self for like 3 weeks, dude. And that was heartbreaking. It was heart-wrenching, and it was extremely existential because also I had done that without grounding beforehand. So then I basically just got stuck in this very ungrounded version of self, this disassociated version of self, this existential, upset at the world, sad and angry version of self. And that was just, that is no place to be. No place to be. And I allowed the energies in my environment to basically take I gave my power away. I gave my power away, and I was like, nope, like, not dealing with it. I'm just gonna sit here and like get addicted to social media to try and feel anything and be happy rather than sitting down, breathing, opening my heart, connecting to my channel, you know, my normal kind of routine. And I find it very interesting that I live with someone who, actually, I live with multiple people who kind of move through life like this. They have lost themselves so much. And this was kind of, in hindsight, a moment of reflection so I could understand where they're at and also understand how bad that feels in my body and how it goes against everything that I've learned in the past several years through my own multiple spiritual awakenings. And I'm so grateful to learn through contrast. And Spirit kept saying that to me when I was like crying and just like feeling horrible about everything. Like, Spirit kept saying, you're learning through contrast. You're learning through contrast. Like, this will not last forever. You're learning through contrast. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean I'm learning through contrast? What are you talking about? And now I see. And I had to get to a point of taking action because I just allowed myself to sit in that energy. And if you just sit in it, nothing changes. Nothing changes. And like I said, my soul knew best and wanted me to feel how that felt in my body so that when I came out of it, I could feel so much more light and expansion and love and gratitude for what it means to be connected to Spirit. What it means to be connected to all that is. And I'm, big tears coming forward. Ooh. Because during that month and a half, even the last 9 months, I have felt so lost. And while all of these beautiful creations are coming forward, and while I've started this podcast, I've ramped up the YouTube, I've ramped up everything, I have felt so lost. And I've felt lost because I think I've just been ignoring myself and not choosing myself in every moment. And I've been looking outside of myself for happiness. And that's really these two cards that came forward in the beginning of the Saturn Return. I asked, what is this Saturn Return teaching me? And the Queen of Pentacles came up. And then how can I move through the Saturn Return with ease? The Empress came up. And I guess it was like the overall energy of the Saturn Return, like where is it leading me, is the Queen of Pentacles. And that is just like being so connected to my divine feminine, to the earth, to the most beautiful and vibrant version of myself, to the creatress that I am. It's connecting me to my sacral chakra, my ability to co-create with the earth in perfect harmony and balance with my personal life, my family, my relationships, and myself. In these past 9 months, even the past few years, it has felt like I have experienced the absolute complete opposite of that. But that's how we learn, right? It's the pendulum that swings from one side to the other with all of the... Oh, I wrote this down earlier. What was it? It was like with all of the waves of darkness that crash, there are even stronger waves of light that bless my life. And I do feel that when I have the strongest waves of contraction, like these last 3 weeks, when I get out of that energy, it is like a full blessing. I'm met with abundance. I'm met with like literal financial wealth. I'm met with like spirits and like beauty. I'm met with like so much femininity and inspiration. And then I see how I had blamed so much. I had taken that victim seat. And I even wrote that earlier too. Like, the biggest takeaway of this is to keep an open heart and to always stay open to receiving. For when we close that valve to our connection, we lose our guidance. We lose that guiding light, and we turn off our ability to co-create, and we turn into the victim. We turn into the one that blames outside of us, that points the finger. We turn into the person that thinks everything is happening to you rather than holding that higher knowledge of everything is serving you. There are blessings in everything. And I'm so happy to move through these periods of contraction because of what beauty and magic it holds. And my spirit works with like, they're like, yeah, throw her in with the shark, she'll figure it out. It's cool. Like, throw her in with the gut-eating alien monster, she'll figure it out. Yeah, she's good. She'll learn. And I do feel that, because the moments of my darkest nights of the soul, I'm just like scrambling and just like trying to figure it out. And I'm starting to learn that I don't necessarily need to scramble or run around or try to make things work, try to make things fit, because I'm so uncomfortable with where I am right now. I just need to sit in receiving, sit and trust that I'm held, even if I can't see it, even if the alien monster is like 2 feet away from me and about to fucking cut my head off, I'm held. And somehow, some way, Spirit's gonna swoop in and save me. Or cut the monster's head off. Like, Spirit's got me. But you have to hold yourself first. And I want to bring up something that my dear sister Jacqueline said too. You know, I was messaging her about all of this and doing an update on all of it, and she channeled, she was like, I feel like you're building your muscle here. Like, I feel like you choose to move through these passages of time in the dark because it's building and strengthening your muscle on returning to the light when you feel like you are completely lost, when you feel like darkness surrounds you, when you feel like there's nothing for you to grip onto. It's strengthening the muscle of learning how to navigate back to self. And I thought that was so resonant. And if you haven't watched Jacqueline's podcast episode, that woman has so much beauty and magic and wisdom flowing through her. Go check it out. Her episode was about balancing the feminine and the masculine. And we all need that right now because the feminine is coming so strongly into the planet, and we are embodying these beautiful feminine cards, you know, the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, the Lovers, this feminine way of loving, creating, receiving, moving through life. And I know I'm not the only one that's going through these initiations and these rites of passage into holding strong feminine energy. It is happening all over the planet right now. And it was so grateful that she brought that through, because again, it allowed me to see that over the past 9 months, it truly has felt like I am constantly losing myself to refine myself, losing myself to refine myself, feeling all is lost to refine it, feeling like nothing is here. It's like this roller coaster of like ups and downs. And I've talked to other people, and I know that I think this has to do with the ascensions. We are being hit with so much frequency on the planet and the earth. We are being hit with like space radiation. The Schumann resonance is changing. Evolution on the planet is occurring. Like, there's so much more than we know, but it's causing all of these ripples and these fast-paced moving energies within our beings that make us feel like we are all over the freaking place. But it is this opportunity to continue coming back to self. And that's really like such a huge part of the human evolution, the human experience. It's how can we come back to a heart-opened connection to ourselves and the other. That's why we came here. We came here to connect with each other. We came here to connect deeper with ourselves, to connect deeper with emotion, to connect with the earth, to connect with the organisms that also call this place home. And we came here to connect deeply to the soul knowledge that runs through all of us and awaken it so earth can experience it, so the universe that we live in can experience it, so source can evolve and also experience it. And I think that's really what the Saturn return energy is all about. It's from the day we were born, we have potentially been taken away from all that we came here with. You know, I was born such a vibrant, cute little baby, and I loved the spotlight. I loved sharing stories and music and dance, and I loved just being, you know, with family and being this beautiful, vibrant little thing, like Leo rising to its fullest, Pisces sun, sensitive and curious about the plants and connecting with nature and all of these beautiful energies. But through life and through my young self human experience, a lot of that was lost. And I, through this 28 years, have been coming back. Gosh, Waterworks today, but we are human and we are vulnerable and we love it. That's what the first Saturn return is. It's coming back to that version of self that came here on this planet to share their light. And this is making like so much sense about what my 20s were. Because I feel like you are grown up and so much shit is thrown at you. And so many programming and trauma and family ancestral shit is just like thrown onto you as you grow up. And then you hit 20 and you're like on your own and you're trying to navigate with all of this crap that the world, your family, people gave to you. And then if you're willing to put in the work and you work with spirit, you start to shed all of that and you start to like release it and let it go and let it crumble. And then if you like are really ready to do the work, you move through these like massive awakenings and these remembrances that bring you back to that version of self that originally came here to experience the human experience. You came as that inner child, and it's this like navigation point that's bringing you back. And like I think that's why Saturn returns are so intense for some people, because they're course corrections. However, I feel like I've already had a course correction before my Saturn return even occurred through Bufo. Like I feel like that cosmic awakening was really the biggest course correction, and now in my Saturn return, in my personal experience, I feel like it'll be such a deepening into my divinity, into myself, into my truest nature, and reactivating those parts of me that were put away into a box as the programming and the shit occurred and started coming into my field. And Saturn return is all about like stripping all of those energies away and stripping the towers that you built in this inauthentic, this nasty, this energy that wasn't even yours. It's crumbling all of that away, and that's why people think it's such an intense energy, but actually it's this like fatherly energy that's coming in and ripping away the structures that don't serve, so you as this new baby can rebuild and recreate through a container that does serve you and that does hold you and that walks you through this like transition. Whew, lots of tears. Oh my gosh. Wow. Powerful codes, powerful codes. Let's ground for a moment. Let's just receive all that. I feel like I'm getting so much clarity and like downloads, and like I've just opened the portal of understanding to like I'm getting so many flashbacks just rippling in one after the other of like situations, experiences that have happened in my 20s, and how all of it, literally all of it, was like guiding me to this one moment, this like catalyst that just sends me y'all, my heart is beating so fast right now. Whew, this is like such an intense activation. Oh my god, I'm like laughing and crying. Wow. It's just sending me into this like vortex of reclaiming my purpose, my dharma, my mission, my energy, my inner child, my purest and most authentic self, and two, what I deserve, and my core values. And that's really like the lover card, as tears are streaming down my face. That's really the Lover card that came forward when I asked. I was like, what's the main lesson that this Saturn return is teaching me? Like, okay, I've seen where it's leading me, which is the Queen of Pentacles. I've seen how I can, move through it with ease, which is the Empress. But like, what's the biggest lesson it's teaching me? And that's the Lover card. And the Lover's card is really about choosing from a place of heart-centeredness. Like, screw the fucking logistics, screw the, like, how is this gonna work, screw the, like, I can't do that because I don't have this. Like, no, it's coming back to choosing from your heart space, being led by your heart space. I will choose based on my heart, like a fool in love, harmony, harmonious relationships, balance, soulmates, trust, union. Like, it's genuine connection to yourself and to the other, because that's our birthright. And it's making important decisions based on our core values. It's like a full reevaluation of like, what actually means the world to us. Is it the material shit? Is it the 9-to-5 job that pays this and also has a 401k for retirement? Or is it the like, this lights me the heck up? Like, when I speak light language and can feel the person or the group of people shifting energetically through this like galactic energy that's pouring through me, like, that shit lights me up, dude. Like, even living here, like living nomadically, that really lights me up. Tea in the morning, tea on a rainy morning, that lights me up. Ignoring stuff that my mind is saying that I have to do, but I'm gonna just like put on the back burner because my spirit's telling me to rest. That is like following my heart. And then also in a relationship, like, me and my partner have been going through it, but it is this reevaluation of like, what do I deserve in a relationship with someone, in a divine union? What desires do I have to experience? How do I want this relationship to hold me? What is my worth in this relationship? And what am I worthy of receiving? It's this full like reevaluation of, what makes you happy? What leads your heart? And to me, that is spirit. And I walk with that truth. I do. And that's why I'm here right now. That's literally why I'm here right now, in this freaking house and in this like job. It's like, I did that to myself because I followed my heart. I said, fuck the 9-to-5 job, working for the government at that conservatory. If you've been with me since the beginning of the podcast, you know that when I started the podcast, I had just quit my job and I was like, you know what, fuck the benefits, screw the pay. Like, I'm actually technically making more hourly at my current job than I did as someone in charge of an entire conservatory. Anyways, we don't need to get into it. And yeah, I said, fuck it. Like, this is lifeless. This routine, this way of living is lifeless. It is soul sucking. So I said, screw it, because spirit knows, like I said, I love to swim with the sharks and learn from the bites. And that's why it's so hard for me sometimes, but also like that's where the deepest medicine occurs, is from those freaking shark bites or the poison oak you get in California. Story to come, maybe. It's from those deep initiations, and the choice to run with the, I don't know what that saying is, run with the lions, I don't know, run with the flocks fly, run, you know what I mean. Just, I'm running with it. And if I didn't follow my heart in that moment, this podcast wouldn't be here. My YouTube channel would barely be surviving. I wouldn't have met all of these beautiful people giving readings and becoming a practitioner at a spiritual center in town. I wouldn't have these opportunities to even guide meditations. I wouldn't be meeting this amazing community by reaching out to all of these spiritual people online to like have conversations with them on this platform. It's all happening for a reason, and that's like I see literally like buzzers going off in my head right now, like ding 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 ding, like I did this, and I've been able to see those like beautiful moments and realizations through the past 9 months, absolutely. But it has been far and few between, and I know that it's going to be even stronger because, you know, I made that decision, and sometimes we make a decision before spirit really wants us to move, but I trust that there are really no wrong choices. There are only right choices for you. And so I know I made the right choice. And have I had second thoughts? Absolutely. Have I wondered what the fuck am I doing with my life? Absolutely. But like in this moment, as I'm saying all of this, like I do see that it was all led by following my heart and all led by following spirit. And it will continue to be that way. And my channel has become even stronger. Like my spiritual channel that I channel energies through has become super strong. And like the other day, I was leading a meditation when that guy asked what galactic beings were. And the ability to receive was like so strong. And I like had this moment of like, my God, like I literally just channeled that entire meditation and trusted so strongly in what was coming to mind. Like no second thoughts. Is this spirit? Is this imagination? Is this whatever? Like it came so clearly and I rolled with it. And literally, like, when everyone opened their eyes and, like, came to, they were all glowing. Like, glowing so intensely. And I was like, oh my God. Like, Spirit just did that. Like, Spirit just did that. I can't take credit for it. Like, yes, it's my, you know, connection to spirit that like created that experience and helped to facilitate that moment in time. But like, I was just so proud of myself for the clarity in my channel and the clarity and ability to receive and not question. And yeah, like through this whole situation, my trust is growing stronger. My roots are growing deeper in the ability to surrender and the ability to trust and manifest and create and then to receive, ultimately to receive. Like that's the biggest, of course, spirit. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Of course, like my New Year's resolution was like, I am going to tap into my feminine energy. Like I want to connect so deeply, so strongly with my feminine energy. And that was like my New Year's resolution. And of course, what am I learning in the first 6 months of the year? I'm learning how to drop in and like fully receive. I'm learning what it feels like when I cut off the ability to receive and I cut off the valve, the connection to all that is and the connection to my creation. And then I'm learning how to turn that back on. I'm learning how to open that back up and then feel it flood in. And that's what it means to learn through contrast. You get rid of it so you can feel what it's like to not have it. And then it comes flooding back and you strengthen those gifts through the absence of them, and then you learn how to alchemize and create and drop deeper into those energies because you knew what it was like to not have that access to them. And of course, like this receive energy is the first thing that I learn. Like I set the intention for that, duh. And receiving, gosh, It's so powerful. Like, okay, and so long story short, oh my gosh, I totally forgot the angelic activation that I had the other night. So I was sitting there, and of course, Spirit's talking to me through social media, like, get the fuck off your phone. And I was like, okay, I hear you. I hear you. And it was through someone who came online. It's like, this reading is for you. This tarot reading, if you're watching this right now, it's for you. And so I, of course, listened to it. And then I was like, that actually really resonates. Maybe I should get off my phone right now and like sit with Spirit. And so I did. And oh my Lord, like, when I tell you I have not felt that contracted or constricted and like heart closed energy, like I don't think I've ever felt that closed, to be honest. Like, this was a very, very, like, when I say this last month has been rough, like, I mean rough, like a motherfucking dog, like rough. And so I like fully closed the tightest bloom, like, in my heart space, and the angels came forward and of course brought light language and their healing, and they were like, let's open this bitch back up, let's get in there. And I just started to feel myself soften, and it's again activating and fine-tuning that muscle of returning to self, returning to the openness, returning to who you came here as. I came here as that open little child, dancing and singing and thriving with the colors and the flowers and all of that. And I started to feel that come in, and I started to open my heart and really just like wake up again. And Spirit, I love it, because when you ignore Spirit, they're gonna bite you. They're gonna say, okay, she's not listening, turn it up. She's not listening, she's not catching it, turn it up 1,000%. And that's exactly what happened, because earlier this year they were literally like, you just need to sit in receiving. Channel every day and you will feel okay. Channel, receive. And a bitch didn't listen, so they cranked it up. But I'm grateful for that, because like I said, sometimes I'm a little stubborn Aries moon and Leo rising and love to, learn the hard way. And that's what I did. And so I started to open up, and the angels just came through, and they were like literally like doing like plumbing work on my energetic body is what it felt like. They were literally like taking the wrenches, doing some energetic work on my chakras, and like opening, like getting ready to like clear the slosh out and make sure like my container was ready to receive. And then they opened the valve, and oh my Lord, I was flooded with angelic source frequency. And I was literally sitting there like if that was an energy, that is what I was feeling. Just like flooded with this beautiful like white light like streaming into my body and fully like reactivating my centers of heart and receiving and authenticity, and just everything plowing through me. And it was so magical and beautiful, and I really felt just what I had cut off for so long, what I had been ignoring for so long. I had cramped up so tight that I cut off my connection to source. And that's insane. But to feel it like come flooding back in was the most serene and magical moment. And I invite you, like, call upon the angels, highest and best angelic guides. Please support me in connecting to source. Purify my channel, purify my connection, and bring through the highest and best frequencies, opening up my channel fully. And then just like sit in receiving. And so every day since then, I've been sitting in receiving, I've been sitting in relaxation and open heart space, and literally already, the abundance, financial wealth, just material, energetic abundance, and also synchronicities have been crazy. Yeah, it's just been insane. And let's see, what else? I am all that I am. We were going to talk about that. I'll touch on that quickly. This remembrance of claiming who you are through the I am. Embodying the I am will allow you to master the energies of what it is you desire in this life. I am the connection. I am community. I am, wisdom. I am knowledge. I am spirit. By feeling that you are these things, you become the creator and you become the energy that then helps you to attract what it is you desire. And so with the connection, I've been wanting to grow my connection in my community for the podcast. And so I've been working with the I am connected. I am connected. I am connection. I am community. And that sends out this frequency of like, oh, they're ready to receive this. They're ready to receive this. It's all about receiving. I am all that I am. It's the acceptance of what we are right now, which then shows the universe, oh, they're ready for more. If they can accept everything that they are right now, they know everything serves them right now. They know that they are limitless right now. Okay, let's show them more. Let's show them more. With the social media stuff, I noticed I was posting from a place of lack. Like, I need to do this or else I'm going to fall behind, or I need to do this because, this is what's going to get me views, and I need views because I want to grow and get this information out there. But that was fully from lack and scarcity mindset. It was from this place of, I don't already have it. It's the opposite of I am all that I am. It's I'm not this until I do this. And so that has been really running through my system, and I've been remapping that. And then to the authenticity part, meeting Kayla and seeing their page and, seeing all these other channelers, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel so drawn to them because I have similar frequencies. I have similar wisdom to share, but I'm not sharing it. Like, I'm making things that I think people want to see, or I'm making things because I think those are going to get a lot of views, but that's not creating in my authenticity. What my authenticity is channeling galactic beings, channeling light councils, channeling light language. And then when I started to dive into that, I saw the fear of being seen for this authenticity, because when I was younger, I was told I was too much, or I was told I was weird, or I wanted so badly to fit in because when I didn't, I was picked on. I was bullied pretty badly through elementary and middle school, even high school. And so, again, this beautiful Saturn tower energy, it's all falling apart to bring you back to your most authentic self, to the place that you came to Earth as, the energy that you came to Earth as. Everything that doesn't serve that is falling apart. And what gets to show and shine through is this beautiful galactic goddess that I am, and the beautiful voices and sounds that I get to make through my being that help energetically heal those who receive it. And I'm so grateful for that, and I'm ready to share it with the world. And then by doing that, by living in my authenticity, I am immediately connected to success because I'm doing what fuels my heart, and that is success. That's thriving. And no wonder I might not be seeing the logistic numbers or views or whatever from previous content. It's because I wasn't living in my authenticity. And so I'm excited to see the change for that. I hope you enjoyed this very emotional podcast. about the Saturn return energy and where I've been at, and I think I'm gonna have to really sit and ground after that activation. Holy cow, I'm so grateful for this space to talk about it, because really talking out loud, just wow, it is powerful what can occur when you speak your truth. So many realizations and so many beautiful epiphanies and awakenings. Again, the tower energy, of course, this is where I'm at right now. The tower gets to be beautiful, the falling apart gets to be beautiful, and your Saturn return is bringing you closer to your truest self. Alrighty, well, stay tuned to the YouTube for channeled videos for the June energy update. Stay tuned for the 21 Days of Light language. It's coming at you soon, potentially today. And yeah, I hope you have a beautiful week. Please comment, rate the podcast on Spotify if you wish. If you have comments or questions, post them on YouTube. I answer them in my next videos. I absolutely love connecting and communicating with community, So let's connect and let's create, receive, and sit in our truest authenticity. Much love, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.